on? What's going on? What's going on, man? Check it out. I'm Rob Bodie. I'm back officially in Studio 39 here at home, aka the Bear Cave, man. Yesterday was a lot of fun. Had tons of fun at the Game Day Recruits 247 Sports Media Day at Virginia Beach, man. So if you came through, much love, much appreciated. If you didn't come through, man, you missed a great one. Tap in. The full 2.5, 3-hour coverage is on the YouTube channel. We have some great young men that stopped through. That being said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Do what you do. Turn the notifications on because I'm going live. I got game footage, man. I'm doing all kinds of craziness over here at Spotlight 39. You don't want to miss it, all right? Give this video a thumbs up so the exposure is there. YouTube does its thing, right? Now that that's out the way, let's talk about the Darius Minor Foundation. Make sure you tap in, dm39.org. That is the website. Let's talk about the foundation's big fundraising campaign right now. It is the PlayStation 5 raffle. Man, I've been blowing this thing all up all over social media. I am now on Facebook with Spotlight 39 and the Darius Minor Foundation. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you tap in. But nonetheless, for as little as $1 a raffle ticket, you could own a PlayStation 5, all while helping out a great cause. You've got about 2 weeks left. We're giving this thing away on Thanksgiving. We want to raise as much funds as possible so we can continue to spread awareness. Every strong athlete needs a strong heart. That being said, man, we got a super, super special guest, but I got a real big announcement. So for everybody that's been anticipating it, everybody that's going to tap in tomorrow night, 8 p.m., me and Coach McCann will be back doing what we do, right? Live highlight film breakdown for free. We're giving you real-time feedback, watching your film live on air. That's what it's about on Tuesday nights. And then tomorrow at 8:30, super special guest is going to be, tapping in. He's an Adidas All-American. Last week we had Griffin, University of Georgia commit. This week, he's uncommitted. Where will he go? Let's find out. The current top four and our special guest for tomorrow, none other than my guy, Mr. Fat Chris himself, Christian Miller, out of Cedar Grove, down there in Georgia. Right now we see the Georgia, the Ohio State, the Oregon, the USC. Where will he call home, man? He just picked up Alabama. I don't know. You tell me. The decision will be made soon. So let's get into the show, man. I did a lot of talking. This is a big intro, but I got to get it off the chest. Let's bring in my guy, man. This is what it's about. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Look, man, I'm excited, man. Look, this is round 2 of my guy, right? So check it out. About a year ago, right? What would you rate the overall quality and experience? And give me that honest, brutal feedback, man, because I can take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100, like a 3. But it was worth it, cause how it is now is crazy, crazy.
So look, we went from using Zoom and a built-in webcam, and now we are live 4K, bright colors, man, studio lights, all that fun stuff. We got the App State logo up beside the name. We got the scrolling ticker, man. We got it all. So let's get into it, man. Let's kind of rewind the clock. Let's talk about your senior year, man. Let's just talk about your high school career, man. So let's start off on the football field. Walk us through the football season this year. Unfortunately, it's ended, right? So we don't get to throw in the pads no more as a high school senior. So walk me through, what this season looked like, and then just overall, man, what's high school football been like for you?
Started off beginning of this season. We had a long road. I'm not gonna lie. We started off on the losing streak, 0-3. Like not losing horrible, but losing. We don't lose. So we started losing off, and then in the middle of the season we started winning. Started getting back on the winning streak at the end of the season. Had a chance to run in the playoffs, but fell short. But as like a season in a whole, like I feel like our bond got greater, and our chemistry got tighter, and I feel like that's all a team needs is chemistry. And if you got chemistry, you can take it. You can take it. I mean, as far as you wanted to go. But I mean, I just got cut short. I mean, it is what it is. But as like a high school, my whole high school career, I mean, I've been working 4 years to get this way. I mean, get to where I am now. Freshman year, sophomore year, especially junior year, that was the most important year. So, and then now
man,
senior
year, you blew up, right?
Yeah, junior year.
You had a pretty solid year coming out of your junior season. I was looking forward to the senior year, man. So I was tapped in. And then everybody who watched the countdown, man, we got to see what the film looked like. Film don't lie, right?
Yeah, film don't lie at all. Film don't lie at all. Film
I
don't lie
like
at
it.
all. But yeah, junior year, that's the year I went crazy in, and then here I am, senior year, committed to none other App State University. So
That's
yeah,
huge, man. So look, as far as high school football goes, man, what has the coaching staff meant to you, right? What are some takeaways? What did you learn from high school, and what are you going to take with you going into college, man?
discipline, and trust. I mean where was trust this year, but discipline I will always carry with me just because my head coach. My head coach, he always gives us like talks. It don't matter where it is. It don't matter where you are. If he meets you at a whole marketing store, he'll give you a whole speech for 2 hours and you ready to go. You've been ready to leave, and he just tell you. I mean, everything that he says, he talks about discipline, and then not like trust. Like that was our team word this year. Trust. You got to trust what the trust what the coach is giving you. You got to trust the play calls. You got to trust each other on the field, and that's how it was. I mean, that's just everything that we like went by this year. Trust and discipline. That's what I'll take on to college.
Most definitely, man. So let's take that. Let's flip it, right? So obviously you're still, in my eyes, you're still a kid, right? But ultimately you're a young man, 17, 18 years old, right?
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
19. But nonetheless, right? You're still in high school, right? You're still finishing
Yes,
out
sir.
the high school career. So you had
Yeah.
4 enjoyable years, man. Walk us through what high school life has meant to you outside of the game, right? What memories did you make? Friendships, bonds, man, teacher relationships. Give us the
Yeah.
good, the bad, the ugly, man. What has high school been
Yeah.
like for you?
Yeah. As people know, I came from Knightdale High School to Clayton High. Uh, I say outside of football, I mean, I had a good high school. I had a good high school career. I mean, made friends, lost friends. But I mean, other than that, I had a really good high school career outside of football. Made friends with teachers this year in Clayton. I mean, that I feel like I will always keep those teachers in my teachers will become friends. So like when I'm in college, when I graduate from high school, the teachers will still give me guidance. So and that's one of the most important things to me.
Yeah,
So
man,
yeah,
that's big.
outside
I
of
mean,
football,
you build a
yeah,
relationship. That's huge.
yeah. Outside of football, I feel like my whole 4 years been great. You know, I mean, if it wasn't great, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Like you feel me? So
Now that's it. So look,
yeah.
let's kind of get to the meat and potatoes, right? We got the
Oh,
logo
yeah.
beside the name, right? We got it on the screen now. We
I
know where you've
know,
committed.
man. Yes, sir.
You've been committed for a little while.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
talk
July
about the
5th.
why, man. Walk us through the recruiting process for you, right? Because obviously the recruiting process is different for everybody. And when we talked a
Yes,
year ago, it's been a whole lot different, right? I mean, we
sir.
talked a year ago. You had a handful of opportunities, but then
Yeah,
as it went on, man, you picked up a handful more opportunities.
yeah.
So, what's the recruiting process been for you? What did you enjoy about it? What what would you advise against, other student athletes looking to live out like dreams? And then what led
Yes, sir.
you to App State, man? Boone, North Carolina.
See, I would say, like you said, like beginning, it's all work and grind. Like first thing first, you gotta build relationship with the coaches. You gotta, account like accountability. Like you gotta text the coaches. You gotta tell them about yourself. It's a lot. You gotta. That's the part. That's the part when you you build your trust with the coaches at that. And throughout my whole recruiting process, I learned so much, so much. It's like so much going on visits, going on OVs, official visits. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to save yourself. I mean, when you make your decision, at the end of the day, it's your decision. You talk with your mom, your family, all your family. I mean, whoever makes your decision. I mean, make your decision with you. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. It's your, like outside of football. My main focus was outside of football. What I loved in school, what I really enjoyed in school outside of football. So, I mean, as I was coming on the show, I mean, in the beginning, I only had you with me. I only had like 3 offers, 4. I probably
I would
had
say,
three,
I
two.
would say it wasn't too many. But
Yeah, it
you
won't. It
you
wasn't
at
at
least
all.
had one, right?
Yeah. I want to say I probably even had one. I don't know, but yeah, don't get discouraged. Like you got one offer. I mean, don't get discouraged. Like my recruiting process, I feel like it started. I mean, I got my first offer my sophomore year around quarantine, but it wasn't as big as like it wasn't a big offer. It was an HBCU, D1 HBCU, but like I just feel like don't get discouraged. You got to keep grinding. You got to keep up the good work. Like your play style, I mean, how the way you play, how the way you grind is gonna keep getting better. So like that's my advice to like the younger cats coming in. You gotta be focused. Like you have to stay focused. Like you cannot be worried about what they're telling you because they're only gonna tell you what they want to hear. I mean, what you want to hear. So like you gotta be focused. Like you gotta when you get there, they like any visit you go, when you get there, you gotta look at like the little things. You gotta look at the people. You gotta look at your surroundings. Like if you're gonna like that, like so that's how I was doing it. Like my recruiting process, like everywhere I went, I looked at the little things. I looked at the people, my surroundings. When I'm in stores, when I'm in restaurants, do I like that? Like, is it something I would like be able to like to do around this like city
Ultimately,
state?
it's bigger
Like,
than football, right?
yeah, like because you're not just gonna be playing football. That's where you're gonna live for your next 4 or 3 years. So I mean, that's how like your recruiting process. I mean, like everybody got a different recruiting process. Mine's, I mean, I feel like mine's is, I love mine, but it was ups and downs with it. I can't lie, not everything gonna be peaches and cream. Not
Yeah,
everything,
man.
like I
So with
promise you.
that, yeah, that's kind of where I want to get at, man. Because the
Yeah,
recruiting process, like I said, can be incredibly fun, but it can also
yeah,
be incredibly stressful, and hard, right? So
yeah,
you gave some great advice, but for you, what are some hardships or some stressful times that you encountered throughout your recruiting process that maybe you felt down or you felt maybe what this one offer is this is it, right?
yeah.
Maybe I'm not who I think I am, and then
Right,
what turned that around?
right. See, what happened to me was not knowing, not knowing how the scholarships work. So like, you can get a scholarship, and that doesn't mean it's a committable like scholarship. Like that's a committable offer. So like if you want to commit somewhere or if you talk about the commitment, you have to talk to the coach. You have to talk to your position coach to know like can I still like commit here? Because he only has a little bit of scholarships. Like his room, he only has a little bit of scholarships. So like you have to look. That's what I'm saying. You have to look at the little thing. That's what happened to me. So like I'm looking at different scholarships as I was making my decision. I'm looking at everybody like that was my top four, top eight. Like I'm looking at everybody see if they have like committable scholarships for me. Not just I'm going there and I'm like the last one that committed and like I only got you only like squeezing me in. I want like like I commit. I'm free. Like I'm freely like I don't know how to explain it, but like I'm freely like going in. I'm committing. I don't want to be like I don't want it to be like I'm telling you I want to commit and you saying I don't know, like I don't know how, like I don't have enough scholarships. Like you don't want that at all. You want to know ahead of time. You want to know what you're doing, and that's something I didn't know. That's something I didn't know at all. So you got to know if it's going to be a committable scholarship. If they have enough scholarship, you got to know how many they have, and when. Like not rushing you, but when do you want to commit?
Look, man, that's some deep knowledge. Like straight up,
Yeah, that's,
that's like that screen record, cut, paste, post on social media status, man, because that's real, and that's coming from a student athlete that just went through the process, man. So I appreciate that. So ultimately, right? Ultimately, once you figured out what the scholarships, what that process was and what was
yeah,
committable for you, why
right.
App State? Why Boone, North Carolina? Why the mountains?
I'll say I wanted something different. And I told my mom wherever I landed at, I knew I would be a good player. And every time I got on the phone with the coach, they'd be like, "Do you want to leave North Carolina?" And I'd be like, I mean, I'd be like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, my opportunity is opportunity. So I
Right.
mean, as I went to App State was always in my mind. Keep it a buck. It was between my top four. It was between App State. It was between App State, Old Dominion, Coastal, and Boston. But UNC, but I didn't post UNC. UNC, I was still talking to UNC also. So I was still looking at UNC. I was still going to visit the UNC. So I mean, I went on one visa to UNC, and I was still talking to the coach, the defense coordinator, and I was still looking at them also. But when I went to App, I was seeing things that I'm used to. So I'm in there. I'm outside of outside of their uniform, outside of what they get. I'm looking at the passion of the players. I'm looking at if the coach is acting in front of my face. I'm looking at everything.
Yeah.
So like when I'm talking to the head coach, he's looking at me dead in my eyes, Coach Clark. Like he's looking at me dead in my eyes, telling me the information, telling me not even. I'm not when he telling me how good of a player I'm not even looking at that. I'm looking at the business. I'm looking at what he talking about. As I'm talking to the assistant coach, as I'm talking to Coach Baylock, as I'm talking to Coach Watts, I'm talking to my position coach, Coach Nunn. Me and Coach Nunn stayed me and him, we was in the office for like 20 minutes, and we went through like probably an hour of film in 20 minutes. And he was just showing me what he was like because he was, that App State coach and Coach Nunn, he coached in the league for 14, 13 years. I think, 14, 13 years. He was just showing me what he been through. Who he coached.
We might have to disconnect and reconnect, but we'll get them back in just a minute. So nonetheless, let me go back. Like I said, man, Fat Chris joining us tomorrow night. Don't want to miss it. Special guest for the highlight film breakdown show. I think we're still having some complications, man. He'll get back here in just a minute, but that's the power of live. Let's get back here. Let me throw up the foundation. There it is right there. Get your PlayStation 5 raffle tickets. Link is always in the description below. It's on the website, dm39.org. It's all over social media. You can't miss it. If you want a PlayStation 5, you can win one for as little as $1. No harm, no foul. So we'll see if we can't give him another minute or two to jump back on, and we'll see what's popping off. But I think he's having some technical difficulties. All right, so check it out. I think his phone may have died, internet went out, whatever the case was, man, it is all good. We will link back up. We can finish this story another time. But this is the power of live, man. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, do all that fun stuff. Donovan Spellman, man, Appalachian State, Boone, North Carolina, felt like home. That's why he committed, man. It only took that one real opportunity, and he made the most of it. So check it out. I'm Rob Odie. I got another one coming up. You don't want to miss it. It's a Vanderbilt commit straight out of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to close this thing on my man Darius Minor like I do every single time. I appreciate you.